Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to this coffee break. This is my second one. So I hope you had the time to grab yourself a coffee. We'll have a little chat about it, about the tubing today. So as I'm starting and people are still joining, I will introduce myself. So my name is David Veilleux. I'm a mechanical engineer by training, and I'm the product manager for all of our tubing products at Eddyfi. For today's presentation, I wanted to talk to you about how Eddyfi's product line can boost your productivity for tubing inspections. So without further ado, let's get it started. So EDDY has been around for quite some time now. The principle was discovered back in 1855 by Leon Foucault. EDDY principle can be applied to electromagnetic braking or levitation, but as you're probably all aware of, it is widely used for non-destructive examination. It's in 1951 that the first eddy current system appeared on the market for tubing inspection. It was patented at this time and rolled out and used afterwards. Over the decades, systems have evolved from the old equipment that printed out a strip of paper to the more complex software feature and array probe. We've come a long way when it comes to eddy current inspection in NDT. In the oil and gas market, the standard has become Eddyfi's core product line. The core product line for us is composed of Magnify, user-friendly, fully customizable acquisition software that packs many features and is continuously improved. We got the Octane 2, versatile, tough, portable, and multi-technology acquisition equipment, and our standard probes that are built to last in the toughest conditions. In practice, the core product line can be sufficient, but it's not always up to the many challenges faced by the inspection companies and asset owners when performing a tubing inspection. The industry still faces many challenges when it comes down to actually doing the inspection job. Conventional probes can be limited in terms of detection capabilities and can lead to undetected flaws. Because of this, the data quality is not always optimal. For technician, it's difficult to manually pull a probe at a constant speed all day long. Also, pulling speed variation can greatly influence data quality, therefore slowing down the job of the analyst afterwards. For large exchangers, any extra time on each tube can add many hours at the end of the job, making for long and inconsistent acquisition. This is of crucial importance when we know the average daily shutdown rate is between 2 to 4 US millions of dollars. Analyzing every single file is a long process and takes a great deal of concentration, which could cause human error, but also delay critical decisions that will need to be taken for an asset. And finally, reports are long to generate, and since there is no standard, their quality can greatly vary from one inspection company to the other. That can mean, for instance, that the inspection of similar assets by different companies in different countries could be delivered in differently, making overall training on all the assets virtually impossible. These changes would greatly benefit from enhanced inspection campaigns, which could be faster. Time is of the essence and can be for various reasons, whether it be for the lack of skilled resources, the small window of opportunity for most of the inspections, or the lead time between the end of the data collection and the delivery of the report. With superior data also, think of all the configuration and the variety of tube sheets found on the field. I'm talking about ferrous, non-ferrous, straight or U-bend tubes, finned or not. These components all need to be inspected, so we don't want to leave any defects behind, and also be confident in the assessment performed. Human factors are also influencing the quality of data, like pulling speed, and that can greatly vary. To get a good assessment, you need to have superior data. And finally, there's a great deal. There is great power in summarizing all this data in an insightful and comprehensive report. All the data acquired on the job must be integrated in a report. Yes, and its analysis must also be integrated. Data reporting has evolved, and you should benefit from 21st century reporting methods, whether it be 3D rendering, data comparison, or industry-approved templates. As world leaders in tubing inspection, we have developed not just great products, but a complete line of products working together to create synergy and deliver on those aspects you should prioritize and expect. So for us, we call it the Advanced Tubing Solution. Over the past years, we have added new products to our core line that can bring inspection to a higher level of confidence by working together. First, we have the array capabilities with the Eddyfi and the NFA. Second, we got the PROBOT, our own probe pusher puller. And third, we got 2Pro that syncs everything together and allows to efficiently generate a high quality report. Now, let's take a little bit of time to look at these elements on their own and how they interact together. So first component, for speed, we got the PROBOT. So it's got higher precision and data accuracy. How do we achieve that? Is that as you see on the picture here, we got on this side, we got the belt drives for the sheet. So we got a firm grip on the sheet, so it can work in many conditions. We can go up to 2.5 meters per second, all the way down to 0.05 meter per second. We can control the slow speeds, but also the high speeds. And the belts give a good grip even under the rain and in wet conditions. With this, it's coupled with the encoder that's right behind there, and the encoder gives precise positioning. So when using the PROBOT, you get the exact speed that you desire all the time, from the first tube to the last one, and you get a precise defect positioning, which is great for assessment of the integrity and also compatibility down the road with previous year trending. Of course, once you put the PROBOT on site, it's gonna get much faster and much more efficient, and there's a better control of the human factor as the PROBOT doesn't get tired as the days goes on. It's field proven, so we've had clients who use it all over the world. They've experienced 2 to 3 times faster inspections. It is portable, so it can be carried out on scaffolding like this up on many stories. It is portable also because it doesn't need compressed air. So the only thing you need is electricity. So this is very useful, and we are compatible with iris slip ring, so you can do your iris inspections, get encoded data, and as well as flex probes. So we got ECT and RFT flexible probes that can inspect both the hot leg and cold leg in a single pass, greatly improving the efficiency. For superior data quality, we have our array probes. So we got the Eddyfi. It's been out for many years, but we still have a lot of great results with it. People really like it, and it's been used all over the world. We bring in, compared to the standard ECT, we bring in circumferential crack detection, which is not possible with the bobbin probe. And then we also get a higher probability of detection for actual cracks. On the C scans that you see on the screen, we got on the left. This is going to be the actual C scan. So you can see here that these are the actual cracks that were machined in the tube. They are not seen on the circumferential C-scan, and vice versa for the other one. Talking about great results, this is an inspection that was done in Qatar recently. What happened is that they had a 1-inch OD, 65,000 of an inch wall thickness, stainless steel 316 tubes with integral fins on them. So quite tricky to inspect. They first done the inspection and they were suspecting axial cracks in it. So they first went in with the standard bobbin probe. They identified 11 tubes with cracks. But because it was some test and they really want to know what was going on in those tubes, they rescanned the tubes with Eddyfi. So they redone everything and they found 33 additional tubes with actual cracks, meaning that the Eddyfi really offers a better probability of detection of those defects when in non-ferrous material. So these results, as you can see, this is the results from the strip chart. So here you standard bobbin probe can barely pick up the defect. It will be very hard to call this defect. If not, on the first C-scan, we see that the circumferential array did not pick up anything, but on the actual C-scan, we clearly see the defect, very clear, and it's nice there. And the client also wanted to double check everything, triple check. So they went in, cut the tubes open in half, and used liquid penetrant to show the defects. And so we can really see what a real defect like this looks like in the tube. Next in the array capabilities is the NFA. So for air cooler inspection, for inspection companies and asset owner, you know these guys are really tricky. Carbon steel, aluminum fins on the outside. We're not able to use RFT, so we need to use alternative techniques. Iris is done quite a bit, but it offers a lot of drawbacks, especially for air coolers that are a couple story high, up in the air, and they have very little access. So with the NFA, we get really high pulling speed. We get a complete C-scan imagery of the inside of the tube. You can do some sizing with it, get a good general idea of the depth to see if the defect is shallow or large or small, more concentrated, and also has crack detection. And since the octane is battery operated, it is really easy to deploy and have the air coolers scanned with the NFA. Here is some example of the data that we have. So we can see that at the top of the strip chart, we can see the large tapered erosions, and the C-scan gives us a very good idea of the defects that we can see inside the tube. In that region here, we have many small pits, a cluster of pits together. This one is represented in the large 3D view. For this specific tubes, it was reproofed with Iris to verify the findings, but we can see that everything correlates, and we can clearly see this region being identified with the NFA. Insightful reports. So we got our software, 2Pro. So this is the most advanced reporting software. It increases your productivity. First, we got a link with Magnify. So first off, when you start the job, you want to create your tube list. You can do so much more easily if you go on into 2Pro and do it visually. You can add it manually, tube by tube. If you know the pattern, it's very simple. If you take a picture of it, import it in your 2Pro, then it can detect automatically the tube sheet. And also, if you got a PDF drawing for it for larger condenser, no problems. We can detect all of these, and in seconds we can create a tube sheet that is 7, 8, 10, 12,000 tubes. We can do it. Once the tube sheet is created, whether you want to inspect the scope of work is 100%, 80% for whatever etc. pattern you want, you can select the tubes that you want to inspect and then send them to Magnify automatically, and the link will be active between the two, meaning that if you update during the inspection, or if you want to add a few tubes that you need to inspect, then you can send them back within Magnify. The link is active. And as soon as report entries are done in Magnify, they are read to TubePro. So we get a quick overview of the progression of the inspection. Then it can always be done once the link is created between Magnify and TubePro. The other powerful thing is the templates. So for inspection companies, you want to make sure that what you end out to the result is consistent throughout your analysis team with all your guys out on the field. So you can build a nice template that you can reuse between all you guys to speed up the process and make everything unified. It's got key features, added value for asset owners. When you end out a report like this, it definitely shows the professionalism and with nice tools. So we also get 2 data set comparison. So if you brought in a job that you've done previously, you can also show the 2 results in the same drawing. Very useful to make a decision and see the progression of the defects. And finally, TubePro allows you to get your 3D model inside your PDF. So this is the actual model that you will have in the PDF. So you can zoom in, zoom out, and rotate it. Very interesting to have to see the trends of the defects, the location, and maybe for the asset owner to see some patterns of corrosion that needs to be addressed. We've got a lot more to talk about. I'll keep it there today, but please visit us. We've got a dedicated page for the landing for the advanced tubing solution. I invite you to go out there. We've got more info. We've got it summarized on that page, so please head out to this thing. The link will also be in the show notes. We've got, today I didn't have, but we have assisted analysis to help you more efficient, let you spend more time on the tubes that need attention and set aside the other ones that you can easily count as with no defects or isolated fits. Iris, we've got great Iris probes, so check it out. And finally the AC probes also. For any chiller, water-cooled chillers or absorption chillers, copper fins, copper tubes with integral fins. We've got the probes for this, really great, as we can see crack detection in the landing areas. Finally, since I have you there, please share your feedback. I really like to get in touch with clients like you. So please don't hesitate. You see ways of improving. You want to share a great inspection results. Anything. I'm there to listen. I like to get the feedback and know what's going on out there in the field. So please reach out to me. Here's my email address, and let's get the discussion started. So before we finish. Advanced tubing solution, just remember that we can bring speed, superior data, and insightful reports to your inspections. So now I will wait to see if we have a few questions that are brought up during the presentation. So, hi David, how long is it to set up the PROBOT and what is it the PROBOT weight? So the main unit for the PROBOT is 50 pounds, and the take-up reel is 15-20 pounds. So they are removable, so you can separate. So the 50-pound limit is the maximum that one man can carry on site. So it's very important. So we are below that limit, so you can carry it with one person. And the take-up reel is separated, so it makes it easier to transport. As for setup times, the clients we've been talking to are telling us once after a couple of use, it's about 15 minutes tops to set up your PROBOT. Can you clarify this? If one is currently using 2 Pro 4, can they open their reports with 2 Pro 5? Yes, we've added this feature over a year ago. It is now possible to use your 2 Pro 4 templates with 2 Pro 5. Moreover, in 2 Pro we have 2 report editors. So whether you prefer to work in Word or Excel, it is possible to create your template on each of those models. Is there a maximum heat exchanger size supported by 2 Pro? Not really. 2 Pro can handle it. It's at one point it's a question of the computer you're using. The more powerful the computer, the more tubes you're gonna have. But we have clients who use it for 10,000, 15,000 tubes exchanger, and they have no problem with it. So yes, we can handle very large exchangers. So I will see if there is other questions. Okay, so it seems that there are no more questions. So thanks everyone for coming out, watching this, and let's keep in touch. If you have improvement, don't hesitate to reach out to you. Thanks.